Nowadays, science and technology have become essential for the world's development, and opportunities like this one are perfect to put our skills into action, show what we are made of, and demonstrate the world what we are capable of doing as a nation. We are Team Mexico.
Each year, all the participant countries of the first Global Challenge get the task to recruit a selection of 5 members and 2 mentors to work together and build a robot to compete in the international field of the Global Championship. I'm Leo Salazar, and I'll work with the team as a mentor for the programming and electronics areas.
The programming area has a task to bring to life every system and mechanism that exists in the robot. Our abilities with coding, as well as our logic thinking and technical knowledge, allows us to do this in the most efficient, clear, and elegant way.
Right now, our efforts are aimed to develop a robot code as soon as possible, but we are thinking even further, and we are learning about different programming forms and methods in order to help several foreign teams with their projects.
Designing the robot chassis or its specific mechanism seems to be easy, but in fact, it's a whole adventure by itself. Part of my job is doing this in the very first time, as well as connecting and setting up all the electronic components in the robot.
I'm really excited about this new opportunity. We are ready to give the best of ourselves. And for me, my job is to keep all the team's social media updated, as well as present all the multimedia material when they are needed. It's awesome to be part of this. I'm really enjoying it.
Building the robot is a whole process. For thinking what mechanical systems are more suitable to our necessities, to creating prototypes every single time a new mechanism is required. My job is to coordinate these efforts to get the best results possible.
Right now, we are working with available rep kits we have. Our team strategy is a rolling process, and we are sure that as soon as we have it, the mechanism of the robot will be completely ensured.
Also, there are guidelines and due dates we must follow. One of our principal responsibilities is to be in constant contact with our sponsors, the media, all the other teams in the world, and various organizations. All of these activities, as well as the documentation related, are down to me.
We're all taking the best of ourselves, and we know that being here represents an enormous responsibility. But we also know that there's no bigger pride than representing your country and their people. My name is Max, and I'll be the coach for the 2019 Mexican First Global Challenge team. We are ready to put in high not only our efforts, but more importantly, our nation.
Nowadays, science and technology have become essential for the world's development, and opportunities like this one are perfect to put our skills into action, show what we are made of, and demonstrate the world what we are capable of doing as a nation. We are Team Mexico.
Each year, all the participant countries of the first Global Challenge get the task to recruit a selection of 5 members and 2 mentors to work together and build a robot to compete in the international field of the Global Championship. I'm Leo Salazar, and I'll work with the team as a mentor for the programming and electronics areas.
The programming area has a task to bring to life every system and mechanism that exists in the robot.
Our abilities with coding, as well as our logic thinking and technical knowledge, allows us to do this in the most efficient, clear, and elegant way.
Right now, our efforts are aimed to develop a robot code as soon as possible, but we are thinking even further, and we are learning about different programming forms and methods in order to help several foreign teams with their projects.
Designing the robot chassis or its specific mechanism seems to be easy, but in fact, it's a whole adventure by itself. Part of my job is doing this in the very first time, as well as connecting and setting up all the electronic components in the robot.
I'm really excited about this new opportunity. We are ready to give the best of ourselves. And for me, my job is to keep all the team's social media updated, as well as present all the multimedia material when they are needed. It's awesome to be part of this. I'm really enjoying it.
Building the robot is a whole process. For thinking what mechanical systems are more suitable to our necessities, to creating prototypes every single time a new mechanism is required. My job is to coordinate these efforts to get the best results possible.
Right now, we are working with available rep kits we have. Our team strategy is a rolling process, and we are sure that as soon as we have it, the mechanism of the robot will be completely ensured.
Also, there are guidelines and due dates we must follow. One of our principal responsibilities is to be in constant contact with our sponsors, the media, all the other teams in the world, and various organizations. All of these activities, as well as the documentation related, are down to me.
We're all taking the best of ourselves, and we know that being here represents an enormous responsibility. But we also know that there's no bigger pride than representing your country and their people. My name is Max, and I'll be the coach for the 2019 Mexican First Global Challenge team. We are ready to put in height not only our efforts, but more importantly, our nation.
Team Lybia. I am Abdullah Arab, and we will speak in Arabic, but our team mentor will translate for us.
Hello everybody, welcome to this Cultural Saturday of Global Talks. We are Team Mexican. We're really happy to receive today both of the most important teams in Africa. They are joining us from several hours away, and we're really happy to receive them today. So, go ahead guys, introduce yourselves.
Journey Team Lybia. I am Abdullah Arab.
I am Omar.
We will speak in Arabic, but our team mentor will translate for us. بالأسبوع اللي فات احنا كنا نخدم على الروبوت في المرحلة النهائية احنا.
During the last week, we were building our robot and we are about to finish it.
بدنا نخدم في التشطيبات الأخيرة وثبتنا الشوتر والميكانيزم حيكون كويس.
So we have been working during the last 3 weeks, and we are about to finish the mechanism that will be shooting the balls.
Okay. Let's just hold on, guys. Let's just wait for Team Egypt, and then we can talk about our advances in the last week. So just wait a second, please. And Team Egypt, please go ahead, introduce yourself.
We are Team Egypt. I am Abdurrahman, and
I'm Hannah.
We are a team of 5 members, and Habiba, Mduh, and Tariq. And last week we were building a prototype for the new lifting mechanism because we tried a new idea about lifting it with some tracks instead of lifting it by 4 bar, and it's been quite good, but there's been some problems because the extrusions have worn up due to extreme usage. So we've been trying to exchange the extrusions as much as possible.
Okay. Well, welcome guys to this Cultural Saturday of Global Talks. We are Sophie and Ricardo from Team Mexico, and well, be welcome. Okay, guys, today is gonna be a special day for us. And tomorrow we're celebrating our Independence Day here in Mexico. So we are really excited about that, and that's why we wanted to do this live stream. We wanted to talk about our cultures and share our principal cultural richness. So first of all, before beginning to talk into culture, why don't you tell us now what have been the top activities or top things you have done in the last weeks? So Team Lybia, go ahead.
في الأسبوع الأخير إحنا كنا نخدم على آخر حاجات في الميكانيزم الخاص بالروبوت. وكنا الروبوت تاعنا كان متخصص في جمع الكرات الكبيرة والكرات الصغيرة.
Okay, so during the last 3 weeks, or more specifically during the last week, we have been putting the last touches for our mechanism and our robot. And currently we can collect the macro and micro pollutants up to 5 at a time for the micro and even more, and 2 macro pollutants. And we can score them for the micro pollutants in the level 1, 2, and 3. And we can put the macro pollutants in the level 1 and level 2.
واجهتنا بعض المشاكل لكن احنا كنا نخدم مع بعضنا والعمل الجماعي فتجاوزناها بسهولة.
So we have faced many challenges such as the electricity, setting cuts, and so. But as we are working as a teamwork, so we can solve these issues, working on the hardware part during the electricity cut, then programming the robot. So we have solved the issues we faced.
I know you have been working in some social activities, Team Lybia, and I think you got some activities with children or something like that. Could you tell us something about it?
درنا في الأسابيع اللي فاتوا درنا هلبة أوتريتش، درنا هلبة ورش عمل وحملات تنظيف وتوعية للمجتمع.
So yes, as Abdullah mentioned, we are working on the outreach or the community so much. So our record for 2019 has reached the 18,000 people in person. So during the last week, we have organized 3 days workshop with an average of 100 participants. And yesterday, on Friday, we have organized a cleanup campaign for the beach to clean it from plastic pollutants. And we have collected plus 40 plastic bags. So yes, we are focusing on outreach events so much.
Okay. Okay. No, go ahead.
نهتم هلبة بالمجتمع متاعنا واحنا يهمنا نطوروا من المجتمع متاعنا وننشر ثقافة الروبوتات، ثقافة عدم استخدام البلاستيك والحفاظ على البيئة.
بحد يكون في توعية أكبر ويزيد ينشر الفريق في معظم بحيث يزيد ينشر يعني في ليبيا.
So yes, we are focusing so much on our community as it needs a lot. So we are usually organize the outreach events to be about the robotics and programming, and especially for kids in private and public schools. And we are also usually run online campaigns on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, our website, our World Labs platform.
And I saw in your social media
so we can
that you were also working in a bottle cap collection campaign, right?
Yes, it was yesterday.
Oh, and how did it came?
How did it go?
As Abdullah mentioned a few seconds ago, it was amazing. We have collected plus 40 plastic bags full of trash with 40 plus 30 volunteers from all over Tripoli. Yes, you can check the pictures. We have just posted one like few hours ago, and we will be publishing the campaign video tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay, those are pretty cool activities,
Yeah,
guys.
nice.
And well, Team Egypt, go ahead. What have you been doing in the last 2 or the previous week?
The last 2 weeks we've been more of like hardware work because we have some problems with the kit. We didn't receive it yet, so we're like working with old kits till building prototypes till the new kit is has arrived. So we have been like our prototype. We have tried different things and like we managed to finish reverse four mechanism, which didn't work well. So we decided to change it into a lifting mechanism using tracks and sprockets. But
Yes.
yeah, just like finished it. I think on Thursday. So and it's going quite well, and like we're expecting the kit on like tomorrow. So we will like replace all the old stuff with the new kit.
And well, you are a country, Egypt, with a lot of culture. I think you are one of the richest culture served countries. So well, it's a pleasure to have you here as well as Team Lybia. And well,
Thank you.
in the last weeks we had some things to remember. So
Yeah.
why don't you begin to explain you that well, in this week it was like a special week in Mexico.
Wow, yeah.
We are celebrating our Independence Day tomorrow, and it's like the whole week, the whole country has been very cheerful about that. And thanks to that, last Wednesday we were to a special dinner here in our city when we shared national plates and we talked with different people. We used Mexican hats. You know which ones?
Yeah.
The one of charros and all that stuff. And it was amazing. And it's amazing that each one of you guys are aware of your culture and are ready to put your culture in the competition. And that's especially what we are going to talk about today. So, well, why don't we start with the program itself? So, you know that to be an FGC team involves a lot of things. It involves having a robot, it involves having an engineering notebook, it involves being ready to answer to talk to judges. But one thing that is especially I remember is that some teams don't put the right attention to culture, and it's just I can understand why some teams don't put that effort in culture, because in FGC one of the principal things to be aware of is culture. So why don't you start by telling me how you think culture is important in your teams?
Team Egypt or
Do you mean
Team
us?
Egypt,
Team,
go ahead.
Team Egypt, yeah.
Oh, I think they got freeze.
Okay, so,
Okay, so-
could you
first I want to express what?
sorry, go
Sorry, I
ahead.
didn't.
Oh,
Okay, so the question was, how do you think your teams put culture into action? Why is culture important in your team?
Um, Actually, culture is important because so it's something in like how I don't know like how to express it. Like I have something. What do you mean by important in our team? Because like how do we appreciate it, or like how do we work with it, or like what do you mean by the
Yeah,
question?
how do you appreciate your culture? Because you are representing your country, you are representing Egypt. And how do you represent Egypt in your team? How do you appreciate your culture?
Okay, so we actually haven't been able yet to do any campaigns, but like we were planning to do one next week, I believe. And well, it's like one of the most important things, especially like this year. It's talking about ocean pollution, and like we are from Alexandria, so it's a coastal city. And yeah, it's like things have been changing a lot these years, and so this was like one of our plans, but like we were waiting for the kit to arrive, and Another thing was we actually went and like our culture. One of our most important principles in our culture is actually food, because we appreciate food a lot. So we have went and eat one of our traditional dishes last week, and it's called koshari, and it's made of out of lettuce, rice, and pasta, and like other things. Um, yeah. I don't I don't know what to say else.
No, it's okay like that.
Yeah.
With what you said was amazing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And well, Team Libya, do you have anything to say about how your team appreciates culture?
صرفنا يا أخي فيها ثقافات أشياء.
احنا فريقنا نقدروا في الثقافة الليبية نشاركوا فيها مع بعضنا. لو احنا مثلا في الفريق متكونين من هذه المناطق بعيدة عن بعضها، فنشارك الثقافة مع بعض. نشارك الثقافة مع بعض، الواحد يشارك الثقافة مع الثاني. عندنا مثلا نشارك في الأكلات، واحد يجيب معاه أكلة من البيت ونشاركوها مع بعضنا.
نحب ثقافات بعضنا، وكل منطقة كيف التضاريس متاعهم أو كيف يتعاملوا في مع بعضهم يعني.
So yes, and like into the team or within the team, we are appreciating cultures. So like we are 20 members. So like each few members from a certain like state or a city. So we are not all the team members from Tripoli. And we also usually try to bring homemade food or homemade cakes. Sometimes like each member, like 2 days in a week, 2 members bring some homemade food. So we share it all together and like experience our culture, as Libya is very rich with different culture from south, east, and west. And we also usually and always indeed appreciate other cultures, as we are also some of the members from an FRC team. So we always try to collaborate with other teams regarding culture, especially like from Team Mexico, FRC's Team X. So yes, like we are appreciating culture so much.
Okay, well, that's amazing, guys.
Yeah.
And well, I have to say that for me, I think one of the things that represents our culture the most, it's our flags. Do you agree? The flags. Our national flags are really important. And for example, here we have the Mexican flag, this one. Okay? There you have it. And it's really amazing because each one of our flags represents who we are, and it has a sense. For example, the color green in our flag here in Mexico represents hope, okay? The hope, esperanza. The white color represents what represented? Peace. It represents peace. Okay, so the green color represents hope, the white color represents peace, and the red color represents the blood of the people who fought for our country in the past wars. Because well, Mexico as a country has existed for almost 300 years, but in those times there were some really bad wars. So that's why this color represents the flag of those people who fought for our country. And I know each one of your flags represents something very special. So I don't know if you could explain us a bit of your flag.
So
Team Libya starts.
Team Libya, go ahead. Yep.
Okay, so yes, Team Libya flag contains three main colors, which is red, black, and green, and we also have some light. So basically, it's really like relative and similar to the Mexico flag, in in the meaning of colors. So the red color in the flag meaning to the blood of the people fighting for Libya, and regarding the black color in the flag, it relatives to the wisdom in Libya from the old people and elders, and to the green flag, it's related to peace and green places, but especially like to peace and Jannah and like the greeny stuff and cool, like the good stuff in the country, like because it's so rich with like nature things, like oil and like the green places, the Mediterranean and so. And regarding the white, like the star and the halal, it relates to the Islamic culture.
To the Islamic culture.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, and well, I don't know if you see, but we are like 1,000 kilometers away, and our flags are very similar. So that's something to put in to notice, and it's that culture is everywhere. And sometimes countries that may not seem connected are really, really, really similar in some things, and that's the case with the flags. So thank you, Team Libya, and well, Team Egypt. I don't know if you could explain us a bit of your flag.
I think so. Firstly, yeah, I would like to add something on what you've said. Yeah, I think like all of the flags are kind of related. As here's our flag. I think you can see it, right? Okay, so the I think it's like all the it's like as if it's a color code. The red is like for the blood of the people living in Egypt. The white is for peace. We have like that idea of white as being the peace, like. What brings peace, and the black is and like that yellow eagle is the victory sign of we have been through desperate times, but yet like we have passed it.
Okay, so now I'm more impressed that
Wow.
the three of us, Egypt, Libya, and Mexico, share some similarities in our flags, and that's amazing. So, well, that's the good point of flags. Flags represent our countries, and flags represent what we are and what we show to the world. So, thank you very much, guys, and it's really cool that the three of us have our flags nearby. So, well, that's cool. And now let's talk about our history. So, another part of culture is history, and the three of us got a lot of history. For example, here in Mexico, before the 19th century, we were part of Spain. I think Libya was part of France. And
No, it was part of Italy.
Oh, of whom?
Italy.
Oh,
Italy.
yeah.
Tunisia was from France, yeah. And I think, well, Egypt was always Egypt. So
Actually, it was we were by Britain. But like Britain conquered us, and then it was France.
Oh yeah, I remember that in history class. And it's amazing because each one of us, it's like a mixture of cultures. For example, here in Mexico, we have things that are Mexican, but we also have things that are Spanish, and they are like mixed. And I think in Libya there are some things that are a mix of Italian things and a mix of Libyan things. And I think in Egypt will be the same. So I'd like to know which are the things for each one of you that represent your country. For example, here in Mexico, I think it's music. And here in my neck, I have a guitar. Because something that represents Mexico a lot, it's its music. And specifically the mariachi music, the one that goes. I don't know if you know it, but it's really famous here in Mexico. So I don't know if you have something that represents your culture. For example, in Egypt, well, the Egyptians, we know them. But I'd like to know, what do you think represents your country the most in other parts of the world? So who starts?
I think Team Libya.
Oh, Team Libya, go ahead.
أكثر شيء إحنا يميزنا في ليبيا إن هي متمسكين بعاداتنا وتقاليدنا، وإن يميزنا إحنا الطابع البدوي
So yes, what represents us and is very unique about us as Libyans is like our traditions. So many other countries in the world like have traditions, But the point that in Libya, despite like the fourth industrial revolution and all the technologies we have and like the huge changes like in Libya that it's going so fast, the people really counting and continuously like remembering their traditions and always always remember and implement them and apply them in their like personal and daily life. Especially, for example, also for example, in Fridays, we always cook something called bazin. Each Friday, all the families in Libya cook it. I mean, it's a old thing and very tradition thing. And also like the festivals and all these stuff, like the very old stuff. Some festivals is still like holding in Libya since 30 years, 40 years and more. So yes, the most thing that unique us as and like is very unique about Libya is the traditions.
That's really cool, Team Lybia. And well, I agree with you. The fourth revolution, it's something that represents Libya a lot, and I've seen it in movies and also in TV in the news. So well, thank you. And well, Team Egypt, go ahead.
You're welcome.
Don't be shy. Okay. So one of the main things like that represents our culture, like I've said, is like the food. Really, we
so much.
yeah, we adore it, and like so we have lots of traditional dishes that you won't find anywhere else, and like for example the koshari, the molokhaya. We have lots of different dishes, and other than that, like the Egyptian cultures, like we.
You get frozen? No, it's okay.
I don't know how to. Do you know how to express like
You're correct. Egyptians represent something that represents Egypt in the whole world. For example, here in Mexico, we study Egyptians. We study the Egyptian culture. Yeah. We study their architecture. We study their history, and well, that's one of the things of culture. Culture is important. Your culture is important here in Mexico. We study it, we appreciate it, and we like it. For example, when I was little, when I was in an elementary school, I loved Egyptians, and I still love Egyptians.
Yeah.
I even had my own mummy in my house. It was like a mummy sculpture in my house, and that's the point. We love Egyptian culture in Mexico.
Yeah, I think here in Mexico, Egyptians are really like popular. Like everyone likes that culture. It's like wow. Yeah. For example, here in our school, we have an activity called, how can I say?
It's like we do it every October for the United Nations Day, on October 24th. And we even have a stand about Egypt. Yeah. And we have Egyptian food, we have Egyptian mummies, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think, well, you have your mummies in Egypt, but also here in Mexico, we have our own mummies. And they are called the Guanajuato's mummies, and they're like very similar to the Egyptians one. And well, and there's even an Egyptian sculpture outside of the place where the mummies are, and it's amazing because all of your culture, guys, it's here in Mexico. So that's the good point of culture, and that's what I love from culture. Everybody can see it, and everybody can appreciate it. And and I have another question for you guys about culture, and are you planning to bring some of your culture to the competition in Dubai? For example, here in Mexico, we're planning to bring some gifts or something representative to Mexico. Of course, you'll have something, don't worry about that. But we're planning to bring something that represents Mexico a lot, and we're thinking of giving them as presents or gifts to every team that helped us. So yep. So do you have anything you would like to bring to the competition? Team Lybia?
ايه نفكر ان حنجيبوا معنا جيف اويز من حنجيبوا معنا هدايا حنجيبوا معنا الاكلات الشعبيه الخاصه بنا في ليبيا وحنجيب معنا حتى الاغاني الثقافيه اللي يهتموا بها الليبيين.
So yes, we are planning to bring some giveaways, like some giveaways from our tradition, like some brooch, magnets, and so. And we also making some surprises using plastic recycling stuff. And we are also planning to bring some like some food that it's eligible for shipping, like for air shipping, of course. And also, like we hope to like to dance some group dancing with the Libyan songs, as we are like preparing a list of the most famous Libyan songs with their dances, as Libyan people really loves the traditional dances, like the traditional dancing, like a group dance.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Would you like to dance right now?
Yes.
Well, or if you could play this song for us, I'd love to listen to the song. Maybe if you don't dance, it's okay, but to listen to the song, it would be amazing.
Uh, we think that the boys are shy now. So yes, I mean we can send it to you like
Yeah.
through the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can share it with you and some
That would
like
be
some
nice.
dances we have tried in the scenes behind the scenes
Yeah.
as we are like doing provas. So we
Okay.
can share them with you.
No, but it's okay. That
Cool.
would be amazing if you send us a song. And well,
Yeah.
Team Egypt, are you planning of bringing something to the competition that represents your culture?
Of course. For example, we have an idea of bringing souvenirs to link to the pharaohs and those. But we also want to try a new thing because it's like that idea that all Egyptian like an Egyptian is linked to the pharaohs, and we haven't advanced. So we would like to something else represents something either than the pharaohs, but we've been thinking about it. It's maybe food, maybe some, maybe a diagram of something. I don't know actually yet, but one of them would be a souvenir from the pharaohs, and the other one is still undecided. Also, we have some music that we like to hear.
Yeah.
We might. I suppose there will be a junior party or something. So we would like to share our song culture with all of you.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to dance with you
Yeah.
guys in Dubai. That would be awesome,
Yeah.
and we'll do it. So I love and I really like that each one of us is planning on bringing something to the competition that represents our culture. Here in Mexico, we are like really excited to go to the competition, and especially in these days that we are celebrating our national like parties, like our national days, we are really like cheerful. In fact, the place we are is even decorated with Mexican things.
Yeah.
So it's like really cool here,
Nice.
the vibes and the spirit. Okay, let me just put it like in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There.
there we go. So I can wait for Dubai, guys. I'm really excited. I want to see each one of you there, and I want to share with you. I want to share our cultures like in person. We have some gifts that we would like to
Yeah.
give you, especially for you guys that have been helping us here in Global Talks, and it will be amazing. So now, before we finish the stream, I got some quick questions for each one of you guys. Yesterday, with in the Technical Friday transmission, we were talking about awards, about the awards in the competition, and most of them include a cultural part. You need to be a true representatives of your culture to get some awards, and that's what we are intending for here in the transmission. To let you know, teams. Okay, that yesterday we were talking about awards with our Technical Friday team, and we agreed that some of the awards of the competition require the teams to be really aware of culture. So that's the point of this transmission, to let the teams know that they have to be really, really careful about how they express their culture, about how they embrace their cultural richness and how they appreciate it in the competition. So I'd like to know some things about your cultures. I don't know if you could like answer us, okay?
Oh yeah, of course.
So
Actually, I'm kind of nervous, but it's okay.
No, don't worry.
They're easy
Yeah.
questions, just to know a bit more about your culture.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay, so we'll begin. We live in Mexico. Our flag is green, white, and red. Our capital city is Mexico City, and our coin is called peso mexicano. Okay.
What?
Peso.
Our coin.
Our coin.
Yeah.
Our coin.
No, I don't have one.
Do you have a peso?
No, I think I don't have one.
They're gonna look for one so we can show
Yeah.
it to you.
Okay.
It's like our coins and bills and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or even a bill if you have one. Okay.
And these
are
our coins.
This is the Mexican peso.
¿Quieres ver again?
Sorry.
And this is
I didn't.
These are all bills.
and well, this is another kind of bill.
Yeah.
This is 50 pesos. These are 50 pesos. They are like $2.50.
$2.50.
$2.50 American dollars. And these are how many dollars? Like $25.
Yeah.
So this is our national currency. Currency is the right word. Currency.
And what about you?
And I don't know if you can share us your country and your capital city and something like a fun fact from each of your countries.
Okay, so
Like Team Lybia, if you got something to say.
team what?
You could tell us a bit of your country, your capital city, and something funny about your country or something interesting.
So we are Egypt, of course. I've shown you our flag. It's like red, white, and black with an eagle, yellow eagle in the middle. And a fun fact. Okay, so like if you talked about currencies, so our currency is actually like here's some of the coins. Like here's £100. Okay, so £100. I think it's worth like $20 or something. I'm not sure actually, but something like that. And
Can you show it to the camera so we can see it more closely? Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's upside. I think it's upside down. Yeah.
Oh wow!
It has the Sphinx. I don't know how to say it in English, but I know it as the Sphinx.
Wow.
Yeah, Sphinx.
Sphinx? How?
Sphinx.
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 The Sphinx
Yeah.
of Giza. Yeah.
Cute.
And,
I liked it.
Here it's good.
Oh.
Wow.
This is our currency in Egypt.
And what's the name of the currency?
It's an Egyptian pound. We say it guinea in Arabic.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And
What about Libya?
Okay, Team Lybia.
احنا في ليبيا عندنا العاصمة هي طرابلس وعملتنا دينار. هذه 10 دينار 10 دينار.
So yes, in Libya, our capital city is Tripoli, and the population in Libya is plus 6 millions. And this is our this is our currency. This one is the 10 dinars.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I think
And the man in the
Ooh.
the man in the picture is Omar al-Mukhtar. He's Omar al-Mukhtar. He's one of the most unique things about Libya. I mean, millions of people around the world know him.
Okay, for example, here in our bill we have Benito Juarez. He was. Some people say that it has been the best president that Mexico ever had. We're not so sure about that, but that's what people say, and it was really important in the 19th century. He wrote and he proclaimed some of the most important laws that still today are active in Mexico. So he's really important in our history, Benito Juarez.
Yeah,
And
nice. It's the same for Omar Al-Mukhtar and for like, I mean, it's important. Omar Al-Mukhtar's story is important, I mean, for many Arab countries, not only in Libya indeed. So yes, and this is our five gunners. It promoted the Click Tower.
Oh, wow.
It's one
okay,
of the most amazing places in Tripoli, in the old city, in the ancient city. Yes.
okay. Yeah, and as you said it, I love I love geography, and I love capital cities, and I think Libya's capital city is Tripoli, right?
Yes, exactly. It's
Wow.
Tripoli.
And Egypt's capital city is Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Our capital city is, well, Mexico City. It's not that difficult,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I love these guys that all of us can share a bit of our cultures. And again, I can wait for Dubai. And we're almost done. So before we finish the stream, I don't know if you got something to say to all the teams of the world, because they will be watching this stream will be uploaded to YouTube and it will be posted in the Facebook group and everywhere. So if you got anything to say to the teams, just go ahead. Okay, Team Egypt.
First thing I really want to thank you guys, and I'm really keen to meet you. And for all teams, yeah, I really want to. I can't wait. I'm so excited about the competition, and it's not just about the competition itself. It's like about meeting new people, and so we would like to be like create a community or maybe even a family.
That's so cute.
So cute.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and Lybia, what about you?
And Team Lybia, do you have anything to say?
Okay.
شكرا لكم. احنا متحمسين ان احنا نوصلوا لكأس العالم معاكم، ونحن متشوقين ان احنا نشوف ثقافاتكم ونتعرف عليكم.
So yes, we are extremely excited to reach the Olympics or the first Global Challenge 2019 to join you and experience the cultures and discover all your cultures and share our culture with you.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So well, it was a pleasure to have you today with us, guys. The purpose of the Cultural Saturday transmission is this: to create a common sense of awareness about our culture, because sometimes we forget about it. We are really stressed about the robot, and we are wanting to finish it, and we are oh my god, we forget the most important part of the competition, and it's even in the official description of the competition. The most important part is this: to share with other countries, to share our culture, and to share who we are and who we want to be in front of the world. So I really appreciate you being here. I'm willing to see you in Dubai. And well, Sophie, I don't know if you got anything to say.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for being in here and for letting us know a little bit about your culture. It was so nice to have you. And well, yeah, thank you so much. I found it really interesting, all the things that you shared with us. It was amazing. Can't wait to see you in Dubai, guys. And dance a little bit with Egypt. Yeah, it was.
Egypt.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for you.
And well, tomorrow it will be a special day for us here in Mexico.
Yeah.
So we'll be uploading a picture of us dressing in a. You'll see it.
A little special way.
A little special way. So you'll see it tomorrow. Thank you again for being here. Remember to check out each one of our social medias. They're under us.
Yeah.
Under us. And also make sure to check out our new website. It's already in the web. So make sure to get in and to check in and check out everything we got there.
Yeah,
Also,
we got the link in our bio on Facebook and Instagram, so you can get to the page. And well, yeah, you're gonna see us tomorrow.
Each one of the transmissions, including this one, will be in our official YouTube channel.
Yeah.
From the first one to this one, it's on YouTube. So if you want to see anything from the first one that was about game strategy or about awards or about technical problems with Arjun, for example, last week, make sure to check in our YouTube channel and check it out. Okay?
And yeah, that will be it.
that will be it. So it's already 12 o'clock here in Mexico. I think in Egypt and Libya it's like 7 in the evening.
Yes.
Okay, well, so thank you very much, guys, for being here today. The next transmission will be next week, so make sure to check it out. Thank you for being in Global Talks, and well, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice